a thing that go bump in the night. Whoa. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Hide your kids, grab your wife, better get out of sight. Who do you voodoo, bitch? Let's go.
It's just gone, like being on the island, killing zombies and trying to survive, and like the paradise, the juxtaposition between the paradise and the fucking blood and the gore. Welcome back to MavAttack. Now this video this video is a follow-up to a video I did previously called Dead Island Is It Dead, or whatever the title is. And it was just me saying, you know, Dead Island is in limbo. What the fuck is going on with Dead Island? Because the publishers Deep Silver decided to pull a big fuck you to Yager Games. Those people need jobs, they have families. And y'all just cut the development like that. And the reason they cut development really quickly was because they had creative differences. The game concepts between Deep Silver's understanding of what they wanted the game to be and Yager's understanding of what they wanted the game to be, it didn't line up. So the game was just in fucking limbo. But recently, Deep Silver have hired Sumo Digital to come on and revitalize the Dead Island franchise. So they are going to be taking the helm and I don't know if they're redoing Dead Island 2 or if they're just taking what was developed and then just adding on to it or changing. I don't know what they're doing exactly, but Sumo Digital are the ones that are taking over Dead Island 2. So I have a few questions, a few suggestions, and a few changes that I, a fan of the Dead Island franchise, would love to see in Dead Island 2. And like a part of me doesn't even want to fucking support Deep Silver. Like it. So Dead Island fans, we can rejoice that the game is still in development, and even though Dying Light is really that fucking zombie powerhouse of a game, there's still room for Dead Island 2, and I feel like Dead Island 2, if done correctly, can really bring a lot to the table, or at least take the franchise that they started and then boost it up and give it some shine and some light and some reason, and give us fans some fucking closure. What the fuck was the end of Riptide? What was Riptide's ending? Okay, bring it together, man.
Mav, calm the fuck down.
Not right now. Not right now, because you hear I'm doing my shit. I'm doing my fucking.
You need to calm down, chill, and talk about what you're feeling.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I need to chill. I need to chill.
Quit that shit.
Sorry. Let's do this again. First things first is the fucking story, because Dead Island 1. You're a bunch of different people on this island resort, like Sam B. He's the outcast one-hit wonder rapper that comes to the island to perform his one-hit wonder song. You got the receptionist that works at the hotel. So their adventure was getting off of the island, and they would work with Cinemoy. He was like one of the lifeguards on the island that you would, you know, do fetch quests for. But the story took place on the island resort, and then you go into the jungles to find out that the villagers or the tribes that are on the islands were actually cannibals eating each other. And obviously spoilers, if you've not played the game yet, then you have no right to complain. But there's cannibals on this island, so they're eating each other, trying to figure out like, oh, I get like these powers if I eat these people, and it's turning them into zombies. So it's like cannibalism, but then also like rabies. So Riptide rolls in, and this is the sequel to Dead Island 1. This literally takes place right after the first Dead Island game. And then from Dead Island Riptide, nothing happens. The end of Riptide, you're just given this cutscene, and then you're just forced to assume that your characters either died or they escaped the island. It's just up in the fucking air. So the first suggestion, the first change as a fan, the first thing I would love to see, tie up the loose ends. Tie up the loose ends. What happened to Sam B? What happened to Perna? What happened to that dude with the claws and the fucking, what was his name, Jack or some shit? He had a fucking baseball cap. He looked like a fucking dude at a baseball game throwing peanuts at the crowd, out in the crowd. Did they turn into zombies? Did they eventually transform? They were immune the whole game, but then at the end, towards the end of Riptide, you realize that they were being mutated. So was a mutation their way of wrapping it up and they turned into mutated zombies? I don't know. Nobody knows. Now, there's characters that are going to be in the second one and have been advertised in the second one. And this is another thing that I'm questioning as a fan. So you have all these characters that have been teased. Are they going to be transferred into the game? Are they going to be playing a role in Dead Island 2? And I guess a bigger question that I could ask, to kind of follow up with that. Is it going to be like Dead Island? Because me, as a fan of Dead Island, I want the mechanics of Dying Light implemented in a game that's like Dead Island, that has that really unique juxtaposition where it's all this blood, carnage, and chaos in this really like paradise setting. Obviously, I am a fan of the story, or somewhat of a fan of the game and the story if I'm sitting here making this video now. So I would like a good story. And the idea that they had before in Dead Island was, we're not gonna have a story. There's gonna be dynamic missions going on, and you can have up to 8 players in your session, but there's really not a story or a narrative to follow. It's just doing side missions, doing all of these missions or challenges, and aimless. Where's the vision in that? Tie up the loose ends, bring the characters back, or at least tell me what happened to the previous characters. At least do me that. Come on, man. It's 2016. It kind of seems like, even though I'm fatigued, open world fatigue, open worlds are kind of the standard, the norm. As long as there's substance within the game, of course. Plenty of shit to do, plenty of dynamic missions to run into. Not like a Metal Gear Solid 5, please, for the love of God, not that. But something more along the lines of The Witcher, or maybe a game like The Division, where there's always some shit going on in the outside. So I'm gonna probably get grilled for that comparison, but you know what? Kiss my fucking grits. But these are just really just my ramblings. I just want to see Dead Island be successful. I was very, very, very passionate about Dead Island 1. So much so that I was a huge moderator on a huge forum that's not even on the internet anymore, which is fucking sad. But I was talking to the developers, I was talking to the PR people, I was asking questions about the game. I really cared about it because no game had really captivated me or pulled me in with a concept or a theme like that before. I have never really seen a game like that. That's kind of more open world with RPG elements, or an RPG game completely, whatever you want to consider it. And zombies, cutting off limbs, and fucking bashing people's faces in. So much fun. And this idea really pulled me in, from being able to drive around in vehicles with your friends sitting in the back. It still had its charm, right? It's a charming fucking game. So in short, in conclusion, because I've just been rambling really, Dead Island 2, I'm very, very happy that it's making a return. I just hope that Sumo Digital can really like bring that charm, that character, and carry that story over, that cliffhanger over. I dropped a Dying Light video like earlier on today, the previous video to this one, and so I just really wanted to talk about Dead Island 2 and its revival. It's coming alive. I want to see it come back, and I'm just really happy that they actually got another developer on, even though Deep Silver are scumbags for dropping all those jobs. I'm so glad that the game is coming back. And just stay tuned to MavAttack, because I will be having tons more Dead Island 2 content and coverage as the game, you know, starts to reveal itself a little bit more, and we see what Sumo Digital is doing. So if you guys enjoyed this episode of MavAttack, please be sure to attack that like button. Thank you guys all so much for watching. All you He-Man stay rad, and all you She-Man stay fab. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of MavAttack, motherfucker.
They were working through the kinks, but they jumped ship, they hopped off of that and went on to make You just gonna buzz while I'm recording?